Good morning, traders. Welcome to this weekly live webinar on our automated trading systems and ECS, Elite Currency in general. My name is Chris from Elite Currency. So thanks for joining. We're going to have a shorter webinar. I don't want to steal too much of your time. Just wanted to share basically the back testing I did with the SWAT EA as I promised last week, so that you have some insight in that. And otherwise, yeah, we're basically soon we'll be adding a new EA to our website called Let's Dance from our programmer Carlos. So that's exciting as well. So those are two good things. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out in this chat as always, and you can use the Google form as well. I will share that link just in case for next time. All right, but if you're already in the live webinar, of course, feel free to use the chat. The Google form is for asking questions in between the webinars. Okay, so let's start. Okay, first of all, SWAT EA. Let's take a look. So far, so good. Of course, it's just the beginning, but let's take a look at the euro dollar 1 hour chart at this or 1 hour chart trading on the euro dollar SWAT EA up 15%. So last week we had a webinar on the 16th of February. It was up about 9.7. So it continued to grow. Of course, this is just a start, and it's only trading 3 weeks now, but it's a nice start, as you can see, with almost 15%. 9 out of 10 wins so far. Don't look at the profit factors is really high, but that's just because there was one loss, of course. And yeah, I managed to grab some great wins on the sell, then buys, even a sell here, buy, and one loss on the sell. But the nice thing is that the sell lost as just after, at 121.31, the stop loss was hit. Just after hitting two targets, two big wins with 121.28. So it tagged those wins and then hit the stop loss. So the overall effect was basically plus 2.4, plus 2.4, and minus 0.8. So that's almost 5% and up, and then minus 0.8. So if you group those three trades together, plus 4.2%. So really happy, obviously. Now there are two trades apparently open. Buys aiming at 122.54. By the way, this EA, so about 58 pips. I'm not sure what price is now at the moment. Let's take a look. It's dipping a little bit at this moment. 121.52. Could be that these are losses. Let's see, because it's close to stop losses. You can see 121.41. So even if these are losses, it would probably lose about 1.6%. So it would be about 30 plus 13, which is only logical that after such a win streak there could be some losses. But let's see. Two open trades at this moment. Let's take a look at DAX. 1 hour chart. Not many trades, just 4, 2 wins, 2 losses. Nothing special yet. About break even. DAX 50-minute chart was. Let's see. How does this add up? There we go. It's up 3%. It was down. Minus 3.6. But yesterday was a good day, and today is a very good day already. Went from minus 2 to plus 3.4. This is more active, whereas with the DAX 1 hour chart, there's only 4 trades. This DAX 50-minute chart, there's 24 trades so far. Started off with a losing streak, then a few wins, then again a losing streak, and we had recently 2 great wins here that boosted the account nicely. 2 sells on DAX that worked out very nicely, and it's back up. So there was some drawdown at the beginning, but it's already in positive territory. So nice start there. Anyhow, that's just a quick update on those 3. Looking at the back test, though, we have uploaded. So yeah, if you're curious about Elite Currency, feel free to join our or follow our page. Follow each of these EAs, by the way. Somehow, let me see. I don't remember exactly how. Let's see. Maybe I'm logged in. So, but there should be a way to follow and watch each of these EAs, or of course bookmark our profile. Here you see the whole overview of all our systems, not only SWAT, of course, the 3 SWATs on DAX 15, DAX 1 hour, Eurodollar 1 hour, but also ZUCA, Ultima, Rush, Tomislav Nikolic, and London Open, and soon Let's Dance. Okay, and of course below the systems, the back testing as well, and that's what I promised to show you right now. Let's do that. So as you can see, good run up in 2019 and 2020, 2018, 2017, 2019, even the start of 2020, but 2020 itself was saw some drawdown, as you can see, kind of a bull flag pattern here at the end. But as we know from live trading, that bull flag pattern seems to be maybe breaking to the upside because we're seeing a nice win streak so far on that. So January itself was negative, as you can see in backtesting, but February is clearly in positive territory. In live trading, we can see that. All right, what else to say? Low win rate, but it's compensated with the reward to risk ratio, as you can see, which is 2-to-1. And the drawdown stands at 31.31%. Here you can see the duration of the trades, most of them within a day, and some only lasting more than 2 days, basically, or 3 days, but not more than 4 days, because the trades are closed at the end of the weekend. Nothing is open during the weekend. Risk of ruin, very low odds, as you can see, to go down more than 20%. The drawdown 31%, but loss size of 20% has only a probability of 0.6%, 0.67%. So yeah, that's very low. So that's good. I think that helps with the trading psychology aspect of it. Number of trades per day, number of trades per hour. As you can see, typically there was more trades at the beginning of a session, beginning of Tokyo session, beginning of, or just before actually the London Open, and just before the New York Open. You can see it's interesting. You can see the profit per long and short positions. Any questions? So yeah, you can find this anyhow. You can find this in our profile. So if you wanted to check it out, you can do it there. You can see all the data for 10 years. It's done with 99.9% modeling accuracy. And it goes back for 10 years, so that's a lot of data. And you can check each year what was the worst month and worst results per quarter. Looking at each year so far, as we do this together quickly. Minus 13 seems to be the worst month. So yeah, that's pretty good for, I think, for an EA that trades automatically. All right, let's take a look at DAX. So total profit anyhow was about 1,200 in that time. DAX a little bit less, so the DAX 1 hour is not as good as the Eurodollar 1 hour, although it has 1 year less. This is January 2012. This is January 2010. So it has 2 years less actually of trading. So actually is better than the Eurodollar. Excuse me. because it's less. It achieved this in less time frame, so the average is actually higher. It's a slight difference, but it is about 8% better actually. Sorry, because of the time factor. Here too, you can see duration. You can see again low probability of risk of ruin. And you can see the equity curve here moving up. Drawdown, again, around 30%, which is done on purpose because we don't want more than 30%. 1,781 trades, whereas with the euro dollar, there are 2,300. So yeah, definitely a good sample size. This is DAX 50-minute chart. It's even more, 7,000 trades. It goes back just as far. It's a 50-minute chart, just as far as the 1-hour chart. So that is, and it's almost twice as good. So the 50-minute world showing a lot of potential there. This is the best one in terms of performance. And yeah, the reward to risk ratio is almost 3-1. So the win ratio, it's not about the win ratio, it's quite low. But despite the low win ratio, the reward to risk ratio compensated a lot. And that's where you see the bang for this EA. If we look at it from monthly to monthly perspective, let's take a look at what the worst month was in all these years, in backtesting at least. Seems to be 7.7, 7.9, 8, 10.7, 12% last year in June was the worst. All right, so that's what I wanted to share today. Feel free to, once again, follow our systems, bookmark our ECS page. Soon we'll be adding Let's Dance as well. And Let's Dance will be available on our website as well within the near future. SWAT EA will probably not, because we want to have some live trading track record first. So I'm not sure about that exactly, but maybe in a few months from now, for instance, it could be a reasonable or appropriate moment. If, of course, the live trading is looking to confirm what we did in backtesting, then it could be something to consider. Don't want to open it up too early either, but maybe after a few months, it's a fair point to do that. Let's see. But Let's Dance already has 15 months of live trading, so that is, in our eyes at least, a decent time to have traded it, and that is a track record that is a track record that can be used for deciding about that, right? And it's up to everyone, of course, to decide if they think it's interesting or not. But there is a track record that gives that option to analyze and make that decision. I guess that's it. There's no questions here. So that's all clear then. I personally have nothing to add. We can take a look maybe quickly at the market if you want. A few minutes. Any other questions? Ethereum is bouncing at my 38.2 fib. I don't know if it's not on our website, unfortunately, the analysis yet, I think, but that's coming up. So if you're curious about my Ethereum analysis and why I was bullish at the 38.2 fib, you can check it out. I think it's a good bouncing spot. I mean, I personally bought at these purple lines that you see here. So with Bitcoin and Ethereum, just before our webinar, I wasn't patient enough. I thought I would reach personally, I wish I was patient enough to have waited for the 38.2 fib, but I actually entered here at 1458, 1459. No, 59. But it did drop actually just a little bit later. So I was, yeah. A bit annoyed that I didn't have my patience for my own analysis, but anyhow, I guess in the long run, maybe it doesn't matter. Of course, I don't know. This is not investment advice. This is just my own 2 cents on an analysis, of course, on just sharing where what I did it with these cryptos. But yeah, I think it's just still a retracement within the uptrend personally. Jumped a little bit earlier here, but eventually did reach the 38. That analysis will be on the website soon on Ethereum. And I did the same with the double bottom to 38. I didn't expect Bitcoin to go to the 50, but it could. It can still, by the way. And 42 is possible, even 40, I guess. Although I didn't think it was that likely, to be honest. When price hit 57 already. But it's possible, it can go to the 50 fib and the 144 EMA. That's around 43,400. I mean, that's still in the cards. Maybe even 40 with the 61. But I don't think much more, because then you have the previous tops, the long-term moving averages, the fibs. I just don't see it. I mean, unless I'm totally off here, and that's always possible, of course. But if I use my analytic wave analysis, which is usually has a decent probability of playing out as I expect, then I don't see it going more than that. So I tried the double bottom at 38 and the 38 fib, because I'm not sure if it will go that deep. So I took the discount that was available today. I don't know. I think there is time, because I think if this is a wave 4, it could go up and then down, and then up again and make a triangle. And so there could be plenty of time still to just watch and wait. And it's something that I was thinking about too. Am I rushing it a bit with adding a position here? It was falling quite fast. Am I trying to catch a falling knife here? So I had some doubts about that too. I don't know. I guess there's no perfect answer to that. I think there is, now there's a slightly higher probability of price getting to these fibs than I thought earlier. But it could also just make a triangle like that, go sideways, and eventually then break and not reach those levels. So that's why I decided to grab that particular price and not wait for a deeper price. But let's see. Time will tell if that was a good decision or not. I really don't know. It's tricky. And I did the same with Ethereum here, although it did reach 38. So I am sharing Bitcoin regularly. This is the first time that I shared Ethereum in a long time. Bitcoin, we can do Bitcoin weekly here. This is gold, sorry. What I expect basically here, personally, is that this is a wave 1, 2, this is a wave 3, and we're still in that wave 3. I think actually that this is probably wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a 3. That's why I don't think we'll see such a deep retracement here, because I think it's a wave 4. Wave 4s are typically shallow, should not break below the 61.8. If it does, then it's not the wave 4 that I anticipate. It could still be a wave 4 of a different degree. Could be maybe a wave 4 of for instance, like this, right? And it could go down to the 50. Then I would expect still a bounce at the 38.2 fib at 40K. Maybe max 50K at the 50 fib at 34K. But that's not the wave 4 I'm expecting at this moment, at least not myself. I'm expecting this wave 4. Let's see if that's true. But some type of wave 4 I am expecting. So that wave 4 is I think remains valid. Really, it doesn't matter how much even if it goes down to 25K, it could still be a wave 4 really. But considering the previous bottom here, let's take away these lines not to make it too confusing. It's a likely, I mean, this previous wave 4 bottom is likely to be support. So I wouldn't see it go below that for the moment, myself at least. Yeah, I know what you mean, Ali. I mean, I wish I also did that at that price level in greater numbers. Indeed, I probably didn't place enough. I by far not enough of my portfolio on that at the time. I guess everyone will have some regrets at some point. I mean, most of us, I guess. I mean, maybe there are a lucky few that did everything perfect with these cryptos. I guess everyone will have some regrets at one point. It's a tricky spot. You don't want to revenge trade or do too much in fear of missing out. So always trade, of course, with something you can afford to risk and to lose. We never know, and we have to try to balance our emotions and not try to compensate what we missed in the past by over risking now and stuff like that. That's always very tricky, I think. That said, there's, I think, fair analysis to say that this is a very strong uptrend, and I don't think it's strange to say that the trend is not over yet. So that's why I did add. Maybe not the best spots ever in the history of cryptos, but adding, I think, at this spot from a long term perspective, I still think it has some merit. So that's why I did that. Let's see. Time will tell. Your dollar. Let's see if it hit the stop loss. I think it missed my stop loss. Let's see if it gets a bounce here for. I think that it should push up higher. Question is, will it make some maybe slight pullback? But I'm expecting your dollar to go to 122 or 122.50. Let's see, but not much space there. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, Ali, for your comments. And see you all soon. See you all next week. All right. Cheers. Bye bye.